fresh flowers, bluer skies, longer days, up and coming sprouts, eggs, bunnies, and goddesses. These are all things that mean spring to me. Welcome to Ostera. The wheel of life has turned once more, and we have found ourselves in the threshold of balance. Spring equinox, Ostera. The balance between night and day, dark and light, is a moment of renewal, awakening, and stepping forward with a new promise on life. Whenever I think of spring equinox, I think of fresh flowers and bluer skies, longer days. I think of new sprouts, blossoms, things that are just finally waking up from winter. And so in this video, we're going to explore some ways that you can bring spring into your home and into your life. As you know, walking the wheel really does mean aligning yourself to the seasons. We are entering the season of new beginnings. This is the perfect time in your life to plant seeds, to begin new projects, to clean, cleanse, and clear things out. We're going to talk about spring cleaning for sure. And just bring a sense of renewal back into your life. As we know that the spring equinox is opposite of the fall equinox, where we will be talking about letting things go, letting things die. It's definitely a different energy. We have matured, right? It's also receiving the fruits of our labor. But we're not there yet. We are at the precipice, the beginning, and the start of everything new in our lives. And so when you think of spring equinox, just think of, I have a new start in life. I have a way to begin again. Before the winter, we pulled everything out of the earth. We took all of our fruits and vegetables, right? I'm talking like we as in like our ancestors. and use this metaphorically as well, but we took everything that we could, we harvested, and we've been living on those resources. And so if you've been asking yourself, when is a good time to start something or restart something, replant something, then this is the time of year to do that. So keep that in mind as we go through some of the ways that you can celebrate Ostera, as we talk about Ostera the goddess, as we talk about the signs and symbols of this season. Kind of think about some things that you would like to do to bring renewal and newness into your life. One of the first and easiest ways to celebrate the spring equinox is to simply get yourself a lot of flowers. You can buy these flowers anywhere. You can go to farmers markets, your local grocery store. There's no preference here, but it's really fun to spend some time kind of organizing flowers and bringing some life back into your home after the cold winter months is a lot of fun. I am no bouquet designer. I don't know if that's how you call it. I am not very good at putting together bouquets of flowers, but I still really like to do it. So as you can see, I've got two here that I have really enjoyed doing. And with the flowers that I got, as you can see, there were quite a few there. True to form, I overbought flowers. But I love it. They're all throughout my home right now, and they just bring such a sense of renewal and beauty and hope, which is really a lot of the season, is just hope, right? We made it. We made it through the winter month, and it is officially spring. So bloom. Why do we call spring equinox Ostera? Ostera, named for the Germanic goddess Ostera, is a celebration of fertility, rebirth, and the fertile magic of the earth. Little is known for certain about Ostera, yet her essence lingers in folklore and whispers of ancient tradition. Some say she was a dawn goddess, bringing light and renewal after the long, dark winter. Others tell of a tale where she found a bird frozen in the snow and, moved by compassion, transformed it into a hare so it might survive. Yet the hare, once a creature of the skies, retained the ability to lay eggs, gifts of life offered in gratitude to the goddess. And so the hare and the egg became sacred symbols of the season, woven into the fabric of time. So as you can see, a lot of signs and symbols around this time of year have to do with that story. Eggs, hares, and of course the beautiful goddess with her basket of eggs. And I love this picture of her. I'll put it up on the screen. It's my very favorite one. She's basically just throwing seeds into the ground. And so that is the beautiful goddess story. Here is another picture of her that I don't think I was able to find. She looks a little more fierce in this one. So the goddess of the season, her name is actually not Ostera, that is the holiday, but as you can see here, her name is Story. Very similar, tomato, tomato. Some of the ways that we can honor a story during this season has a lot to do with eggs. And I actually have a lot of really fun magical egg making crafts and spells, but it's 2025 and I was like, eggs in this economy? I don't think so. So I'm not going to be actually sharing any of my egg stuff because right now they're so expensive. But later on, if things get better, I will definitely come on and add to that. So I've decided to do some different things this time. I want to show you different ways to bring spring into your home that don't really include the very expensive and highly elusive egg. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get egg-shaped things. I actually have some wooden eggs that, I've had for a really long time. Those will definitely go onto my altar. You can actually go to craft stores and buy wooden eggs and paint them. And that way you can have them forever. That's a really fun little craft that you can do to honor Ostera. But I would say that really, because we are really trying to align ourselves to this season, one of the best things you can do is simply go outside, get your feet on the earth. Depending on where you live, it might be finally warm enough for you to take your socks off and get your feet actually on some grass. Get your hands dirty and, touch the trees and just walk around saying good morning and welcome back to all of the world around you that has been sleeping through winter. So one of the things that I'd like to do is just invest in a lot of fruits and vegetables. And so if you like to do juicing, this is a good time of year to do juicing. This is a good time of year to be chopping up vegetables and be making tons of salads. Put greens in your smoothies. Just get a lot of fruits and vegetables in your body. With more sunlight coming in, I feel like we're getting more vitamin D. And so the more nutrients, the better. And by eating a lot more nutrient-rich fruits and vegetables, this will also wake your body up into life. Your body is very connected to the biorhythms, and so during the winter months, it has been in its own way trying to hibernate. You've been probably feeling like you need to rest more and sleep more, and there's this energy of like hunkering down and just eating what's in the pantry. Well, now I highly recommend going out and just getting a lot more fresh produce and really allowing yourself to indulge in waking your body up with real live minerals and vitamins and nutrients from produce.
Happy spring from my indoor arrow garden. So this was the way that I chose to honor planting seeds this year. Because I live in such a hot climate, I've always been so interested in indoor gardening. So I bought this little arrow garden and I just can't even believe it. So I've never done this before. This is all experimental, but within just a few weeks, I have some beautiful greens here and the start of some lettuce and a little radish that's coming up. So I've really enjoyed this. Of course, if you live in a place where you can eventually have a garden, you can use this for starters. This is just like hydroponics, so you'll see the roots there. Very easy to take what you've started here and put them in your own garden when the weather gets more appropriate. Unfortunately, that's not the case in Arizona, at least not for me. So I'm going to let these grow out. We'll see how it goes, but this has been a lot of fun. I highly recommend just a little kitchen salad maker here in my arrow garden.
Spring is also known across the board to be a time of cleansing. So just like drinking all those fruit juices, your body's probably going to cleanse. But not only cleansing your body, which I think is very important. In fact, I do a cleanse on my body on the equinoxes, both the spring and the autumn. Those are the best times to do cleanses. Specifically for spring, it's really good to pay attention to your digestive system and cleanse the liver and the colon and just get rid of the toxins that may have built up during the winter. So, cleanse your body, but also keep in mind that it is spring cleaning time. Yes, this is so exciting to me. I'm sorry. My Venus is in Virgo. And so for those of you who know astrology, you understand how excited. I'm like Monica Geller from Friends, okay? Like I love the idea of going into closets and cupboards and rooms and just organizing. So this is the time of year. Just put aside some time, like a little time every weekend, and just focus on one thing. Do your closet one Saturday. The next Saturday, go in and do, it doesn't have to be all done in one day is what I'm saying. Like go do your kitchen cupboards, your pantry. And the idea is to take things out, like all the way out, like take all your clothes out of your closet, put them on your bed, vacuum, wash the walls, dust things off, and do not put anything back in your closet that you don't think you're going to wear this season. So, for instance, if you're done wearing your winter clothes, put them somewhere else. Put them in a box, put them in, a storage bag, like under your bed or on top of your, somewhere in your closet. But it's really nice to rotate things. And if you can, like, I'm not saying do this or you're not going to be honoring Ostera. It's not like that. This is just a really good idea, and you're listening to someone like me who just loves doing this kind of stuff. If there's other things that you just don't think you're going to wear ever again, like donate them. Get rid of them. I talk about this extensively to a lot of my clients. When you feel like you are stuck, when you feel like you are stagnant, you may not think it has anything to do with your closet, and it may not have anything to do with your closet. But the action of just going through and getting rid of things breaks up your energy. It breaks up your mind. You're focusing on letting go. You're focusing on clearing your plate. And it can be activating. It can be exciting. Now, if you're not sure, if you're like, I don't know if I'm ever going to wear this again or not, store it or put it somewhere kind of like out of view. The whole point is that you want to walk into your closet and only see the outfits and the clothes that you love. Talk about an abundant mindset. When you walk into your closet and most of the stuff in there is stuff that you don't like, you're constantly every day, every time going to dress yourself, affirming, I don't look good in anything. I don't have anything nice. I don't like what I have. This is a lack mentality. So if you're trying to plant seeds of prosperity and abundance for this season, get rid of anything that makes you feel ugly or it doesn't fit you right. I did this many, many years ago. I got rid of like 3/4 of everything I owned one time and a lot of my clothes. And a lot of my clothes were so cute, but I was like, I will literally never wear this. Like I bought it, it still has the tags in it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You've done this before. And it's just sitting in the closet, and apparently I'm just never going to wear it. So I got rid of a lot of things, and I ended up with not very many clothes left. So you would have thought that I would have been like in lack, like, oh my gosh, I don't have a lot of clothes. But the opposite happened. Every time I went to the closet, I knew exactly what I was going to wear. If you are someone who really does struggle with this, I would look up capsule wardrobes. I love them. I highly recommend capsule wardrobes. This is where you, over time, like you're not going to go spend a lot of money on this, but whenever you do buy a new item of clothing, you keep in mind about the collection that you have kept, and you want to buy things that will go with what you already have. Because one of the reasons why we don't wear the things that we have is that sometimes it just doesn't go with everything else. And so we're like, we bought this shirt, but I don't have anything to go with it. So capsule wardrobe is actually a really good way to save money in the long run and to be a little bit more mindful about what is in your closet. You know that when you walk in there, you'll like every single thing. Everything goes with everything in some way. And you'll feel abundant. You'll feel like I could put any of these clothes on my body right now and feel amazing. Don't you want to feel that way? So keep that in mind when you're clearing out your closet, and then move it to your bathroom. Take all your products out, like take everything out. Don't just go in there and be like, oh, I don't know if I like this lipstick. Like, take it all out. Wipe everything down. And then one at a time, how often do I wear this makeup? How often do I use this lotion? I mean, is this really something that I want to keep around? Does it remind me? This is a big thing for clearing. Does it remind me of someone or something I don't want to think about anymore? When you're clearing out anything from your closet, your kitchen, your bathroom, your office area, your bedroom, your car, if it triggers a memory of someone or something that you are trying not to really think about or that you're healing from, get rid of it. And if you're afraid of, well, what if I heal and then I want the item back? Store it away. Just remember, you don't have to throw everything away. Donating is a really good, energetic, karmic thing to do. So if you can, outflow it to friends, family, or your local donation center. Selling is even better, right? I know you have stuff in your closet or under your bed that you could probably sell. A lot of your clothing, especially if it has the tag still on it, go to like OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, or if there's places around you that do consignment. If you have, items that really are nice, but you're just like, I don't know why I'm holding on to it, go to an antique store or, kind of like a charity shop and see if they'll take those things on consignment. But spring is the time to do this. This is really hard to do in the winter. If anyone's been trying to organize their lives in the winter, it's hard. This is really hard to do in the summer. Your biorhythms are in a different direction. So if you put this off, just know it's going to be harder to do it in the summer, fall, or winter. This is the time. Get everything out. So then move to your kitchen, move to your office space, move to your TV room, wherever you hang out. And if there's a cupboard, a drawer, a shelf, take everything off, wipe it down, and then really think about what you're willing to put back in there, what needs to be stored, what needs to be donated, outflowed, or sold. And do this over time during the season. Spring's long, right? We have all the way until, June, because you can do this in through Beltane as well. You can do this, March, April, May. So you've got like 3 months to just really outflow. You are going to feel so good. One of my favorite scents for spring is mint. So I'm going to show you a little thing that I do for my front door next. It's a little elixir that I make to spray my front door down with mint, and this brings so many good blessings into your house during the spring season.
A really good door wash for this time of year. I really make it very simple. It's just water. If you have Florida water, you can put some drops of that in there, and then peppermint. Peppermint's the essential oil that brings in fresh new life, so when you wash your door with it, it's kind of that symbol of bringing in fresh new life. Now, if you don't have Florida water, then I suggest putting just a tiny bit of vinegar, like white vinegar, in it. So a little bit like water, just a few drops of peppermint. Peppermint oil goes a long way. A little bit of vinegar if you have it, or Florida water if you have it. And then, give your door a good washing for the spring. And not only does my front door have really great energy to attract fresh new opportunities, love, prosperity, whatever intention you put into the door as you were wiping it off, but it smells really good too.
Speaking of mint, this is a good opportunity for me to show you guys the tea that I made for this season. It's called Ostera tea, rightfully so. And it has peppermint, hibiscus, lemon peel, lemon balm, and stevia leaf. So it does have a little sweetness to it. And this is what it looks like. Look how cute. It's like the color of spring, I think. I mean, spring is green, but think about like the blossoms, like the hibiscus flowers that are blooming. But I love that it has peppermint and lemon in it. Those are very cleansing herbs. So enjoy a little cup of Ostera tea this season from my store. I did not add sugar or honey to this, and that Stevia Elite is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Also, if you're like me and you're not really big into alcohol, drinking a lot of alcohol, but you like the ambiance, you can always put tea, your pretty little tea, in a pretty little martini glass. And this is so soothing. The Ostera tea is also really good iced, so you could very well put some ice in here and enjoy a little spring drink as well. All right, another thing that you can do to celebrate spring and to bring that sense of renewal into your life is to actually go out and be amongst the people. So remember, we're coming out of hibernation, and it may have been really difficult for you during those winter months to go out to all of those festivals and celebrations around Yule and Christmas and New Year's. Well, now is the actual time to go out there, to be amongst people. And some of my favorite places to go in the spring are farmers markets and spring themed markets. So I went to a pagan Ostera themed marketplace, and then I went to, we'll call it a muggle marketplace for spring. And I just wanted to show you some footage from that and some of the really fun things that I got from those little outings. Hey everyone, so I'm recording this after just coming home from the Ostera Pagan Marketplace Festival, and I wanted to show you what I got. First, can we just take a minute with my cardigan? Like, this is darling, and I've been waiting forever to wear it somewhere. It's kind of giving like mom witch vibes, and I am here for it. If you want to know where I got this, the Spirit Halloween store. So, always shop there after Halloween. They've got the best deals on everything, and a lot of people think this is a costume. Nope, this is witchy mom vibes, and I am here for it. Okay, so the first place that I shopped at was called, I don't know if you can see that, the House Panther Dark. House Panther Dark. This little area, their little table was all cats. And can we just take a minute with the bag that my merchandise came in? It is the cutest cloth bag ever, and it's got little cats on it. And I will keep this bag forever and use it for all sorts of things. So I had to get this because I am such a kitchen witch. So this is Kitchen Witchin' with a cute little black cat on it. As you guys know, I went through a brand change, and I used a black cat in my brand, so I've just been going through. Okay, then let's see, I'll show these. So these are for your cats, and they're cute little catnip balls. And so I have two cats that are living in my house right now, and so they each get their own little catnip ball, little just cute thing filled with catnip. They're gonna love playing with that. And then another cute little cloth bag with, and this is gonna go with my logo, the cutest little cat figurine. And this is like material, like it's not like resin. Like this is actually, I don't even know what kind of material it is. It's a little plasticky, but it doesn't feel like resin to me. But so cute. Look how cute this is. This is gonna go right next to my laptop and be my little cheerleader with my new brand with the black cat on it. And then I got some new kitty cat earrings. I had to wear, so these earrings I wore today, I don't know if you guys can see this, it's like a little kitty with a witch hat. And so I had to get another pair of kitty cat earrings. And so look how cute. They're little white cats for those earrings. So darling, darling, darling from that store. Again, I'm in love with the bag, the whole presentation. Next up, this is so beautiful. I fell in love with this entire table. She was so talented, and I ended up getting this gorgeous. Now, I would really love if you could see the inside of this. Okay, hopefully my camera will focus on it. So basically what it is, it's a little honeycomb and there's bees on the honeycomb inside this little terrarium. But I think that this is going to go on my altar. My whole plan was to go there and find something to put on my altar for Ostera to celebrate spring. And to me, bees and honeycomb and just the green that I can see in this little terrarium is going to be a beautiful altar piece for that. And so, yeah, there was my haul from the pagan market. It was a wonderful thing. And if you have something like this in your area, definitely go out, support your local artists and your local witches and pagans, and just get to know the people in your community. One of the things that I love about going to these places is the kindness and the sense of camaraderie. Like, especially if you are practicing something like witchcraft or paganism or anything that is like not the predominant religion, you very oftentimes feel alone and isolated. And so in this spring season, it's, things are thawing. We all have a sense of like wanting to go out and be amongst the people and find our tribe. So yeah, definitely go support your local artists in this way and find something cute to wear and go find your tribe. I just got back from the spring market and I'm excited to tell you all about it. First of all, on the way into the market, I thought it was really important that you guys saw my shoes. They're super cute. They had flowers on them. So I highly recommend finding some fun spring things to put on you as well. So this was just a fun little boutique that was having a spring, event, and it was fun. They had a little raffle and they had a beautiful bakery there. I broke down and bought myself some banana bread. But what I loved was just walking through spring energy. So this is definitely not the typical crystal and rock shop. This is not where you would typically go to buy stuff for your altar. But I will tell you right now, Muggles, regardless of what they're doing with this holiday, make very cool things for your altar. So you can go in there and still be a very magical person and really enjoy just the feeling and the vibe of spring. One of the things that I noticed as I was walking around was that everybody was really happy to be there because it's spring. And, if you're embodying Ostera in the world, then you can walk through these spring markets and, you'll find yourself just smiling at people and being that spirit of joy and happiness and enchantment. And that's really how I felt. That was my experience walking through the boutique. It was just really beautiful and it really got me into the spirit. And even though a lot of people are buying these items just for their house, I look at some of these groupings as ideas for my Ostera altar. So I'll show you a few things that I bought, besides the banana bread, which I may or may not hate me for buying that later. I have been looking for some bunnies to put on my altar. So I found these two little guys, these two little golden bunnies. They're so cute. They weren't sold as a set, but I couldn't break them up, so I had to buy both of them. And to me, these bunnies are going to represent the resilience of spring and the fun and the folly and the enchantment, because I feel like bunnies are very magical. I have bunnies right outside my front door, actually. They live in these little rosemary bushes. And they make me feel so magical when I see them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could just follow one of those bunnies down the rabbit hole, like Alice in Wonderland, and who knows where I'll end up. But they're very magical, and I know that a lot of people associate them with fertility as well. But for me, it's more just the fun, the excitement, the charm that they bring to my altar. The other thing that I got, and I'll explain a little bit of why this feels like spring to me. It was this little vintage necklace, and it has a bicycle on it, as you can see. And the charms that are along with it are this cute little bike spoke gear, and then a pair of binoculars. And this meant a lot to me personally, and this would be a good example of buying something, or not necessarily buying, but just making something or gathering something that's more personal to you. we're talking a lot about the signs and symbols of spring, but you might have things that mean spring to you. So to me, I love my bike. I have a little beach cruiser, and I love cruising around my neighborhood, especially in the spring, because right now all of the orange trees and the lemon trees are blooming, and everything smells like orange blossom and this like desert jasmine, and there's like a sweetness into the air. And when I'm on my bike and the wind is in my hair and it's the perfect day, and maybe it rained in the morning, so everything is just so renewed, and you smell that spring orange blossom, that is just the essence of spring to me. And so I bought this as a symbol to put on my altar. I'll also wear it because it is just really, really cute. Hopefully you guys can see that in the camera. You'll probably see me wear it in another video. But yeah, so yeah, I highly recommend finding little markets and boutiques that are celebrating spring around you. Again, they may not seem like they're magical, but all of the signs and symbols of Ostera are there. And it kind of just gets you out of the house. It gets you around other people who are honoring spring in whatever way they're doing it. Even if you don't buy anything, you might see something that you go, oh yeah, I could probably make that at home, or do your own version of it. It might give you some ideas and some things to put in your altar as well. So there was my little trip. I hope you enjoyed hearing about it. Spring is definitely the ideal time to set new intentions and to goal set. Unlike at the turn of the year when everyone made New Year's resolutions, you'll probably find it easier to actually carry forth the necessary perseverance and consistency to any goal that you want to set during the spring equinox. So one of the ways that I like to set those goals and to set those intentions for my home, my family, and my loved ones is through a simmer pot. And nothing is going to make you feel like more of a kitchen witch and more magical than putting one of these together. So I'm really excited to show you the way that I do simmer pots in hopes to inspire you to do your version of your kitchen witchery. Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a spring equinox simmer pot. Doing a simmer pot is such a good way to infuse your magical intentions into your entire home, blessing everything and everyone who comes in contact with the smell and the magic that you brew. So this spring simmer pot, I want you to kind of think about things around your kitchen or things that you could quickly go buy at the store, maybe some things that are growing around you that represent the essence of spring, and begin gathering them. For me, this spring, I am really focusing on clearing, cleansing, and purifying. So I brought in my little mint plant here. I'll be using mint leaves, lemon. I added some lavender here for the energy of peace. I love just putting peace in my home. I also live around a lot of rosemary bushes, and so I was able to acquire this really big, long branch kind of from this rosemary bush, and to me that represents remembrance, and it really just smells like nature. I'm also using white daisies because they just look so pure. There's just a purity to them. And then I also have some eucalyptus from the apothecary that also represents purity. You might also notice this really pretty pink candle. I always start all of my simmer pots by lighting a candle with the intention of calling in angels, guides, guardians, ancestors, the gods, any deities that you're working with. For spring specifically, you might be working with Ostera, and just invite their essence to be a part of your magic. So you can see the steam that is rising from this beautiful little simmer pot here. All of those intentions are cooking into the air of my home. Not only does this smell incredibly wonderful,
But my son just walked in the door and was like, wow, I can start to smell that even outside the house. So you can see that working this kind of magic encompasses your home. And it is working with the elements. You know, you have all of nature here that you have intended to hold a certain vibration. And as that steam goes out into your house, it will seep into your walls, into your furniture, into your crystals, into your skin, and it will bless you in such a potent way. It is so fun to do a simmer pot. So I'm going to let this kind of boil and toil throughout the day. And sometimes I can even get a second day's worth. If I just kind of turn it off at night, I'll cover it with a lid. Sometimes I'll be able to even get a second day. And then when you're finished with it, because everything here is natural, there's nothing here that we've done that could hurt the environment. I love to do an offering. You can throw this near, you know, it depends on where you live. I have a nice grassy area outside my home that I can put this under a tree. You know, all the little animals and bugs will love the leftovers. And so if you feel comfortable doing that, you can. But if you can make an offering to nature, if you can take this to a forest or someplace around you that you feel comfortable, I think that that's always best. Okay, so this has been simmering through my house for a while now, and everything just smells amazing, feels amazing. Highly recommend just like walking through your home and just like every time you walk past it, waft it onto you and just let it simmer and boil and toil and brew and bless your house with all of those intentions. And just know that you are really setting some great goals and intentions into, like literally into the world, into the universe through the simmer pot. Now, some of you might be wondering what to put in your simmer pot. I mean, you saw what I used and what my intentions were. And I do believe that putting your own intentions on things is a lot, but it's only half of the story. I think knowledge of herbs and plants and fruits and vegetables, how they're used symbolically, is important. So I have a couple resources for you. The first one is the Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs by Scott Cunningham. I will always recommend this book. I have gotten so much of my own knowledge from this book. I believe it may be out of print. So look for used bookstores and places online that you can buy it used. And the other one is How to Write a Silver Broomstick. Now, this is another book that I recommend all the time to people who are wanting to start a magical path. But there's a section in here where it goes through herbs and crystals, kind of like a little, encyclopedia. It's really short. It's like a small part of the book, actually. But I think you'll like the book. If you like this and you're wanting to create more magic in your life, this is a really good book for it. But yeah, there's a little section in here that kind of talks about what certain, what the more typical magical herbs and plants are that are used for these kinds of things. So hopefully that helps. So I hope you guys loved watching my pretend cooking show, and that if you decide to do a spring simmer pot, that it blesses your home with everything that you intend it to bless your home with.
Last but not least is the decoration and the care of your altar. If you're someone who likes to keep an altar, I personally like to make it seasonal. And so I'm really excited to show you some of the things that I have on my personal altar. Of course, you've seen a lot of the things that I was going to be using during this whole video, but it all came together so well. And so I hope that this also inspires you to build your altar, a place that you can be, meditative and away from the world, and that you can kind of go within and align yourself to the magic and the renewal of spring.
Let's have a little look at my Ostera altar. Of course, having pictures of the goddess on the altar is highly recommended. If you have oracle cards that feature her, great. You can also print pictures of her off of the internet, frame them, or put them in these beautiful easels here. There's the beautiful item I bought from the pagan market. And then you can see my golden bunnies there. I've had this statue for many, many years. This is a pregnant goddess and celebrating new life in her belly. So she always comes out during the spring months. And then this beautiful pregnant goddess as well. This is a little dove egg that I found last year, and I have just kind of kept it around for renewal. I found that outside my house. A little candle here. This is super cute. So I always like to put live flowers on my altar for spring, and this fell off. It was just, the head of a beautiful lily fell off when I was arranging my flowers, and I put it in water, and it is already starting to bloom. So a trick that you can do, or a piece of advice, not trick necessarily, is to put blooming flowers on your altar, especially if you are working the energy of starting something new or creating life in some way, whether it be health, wealth, or love. But the energy of having something actually bloom on your altar actually helps create that life. I'm using a really pretty pink beeswax candle, burning some incense that I feel like smells like spring. I think it's called a forest floor. And then I am using rose quartz and aventurine for my crystals, and pay no attention to the husky hair. This is what life is like when you live with a husky. It ends up on your altar. And selenite as well. And I'm just kind of putting the selenite over here by the Ostera. Rose quartz and aventurine, bringing in prosperity, love, health, wealth, and abundance. All really good things that you would want to be bringing in this time of year. So there's a little tour of my altar, and I hope you enjoyed it.
There are many ways to celebrate this sacred time. I feel like when we are in the equinoxes, both the spring and the fall, the in-between time, that dawn and dusk, the in-between time of the days, really stand out to me. So one last piece of advice. This is easy, this is free, and it's a way to bring color and vibrancy back into your life. Wake early to greet the sunrise, feeling the kiss of the morning light on your skin, and watch the sunset, letting those rays hit your eyes, your aura, your heart. This is such a good way to just bring color and radiance back into your mind, your heart, and your energy. So as you decorate your eggs and you plant your seeds and you walk barefoot upon the awakening ground, feeling the pulse of the land beneath your feet, as you create your altar with flowers, and as you dance and sing and feast upon fresh fruits and greens and sip your herbal teas infused with the essence of spring, as you make your offerings and you go about cleaning and clearing and doing all the things that you feel like you want to do this season, I offer you this blessing. As the day fades into night, take a moment to reflect on the balance within you. Light and shadow, growth and rest, action and stillness all exist in harmony, just as they do in the turning of the seasons. Embrace this equilibrium and step forward with an open heart, ready to blossom in the warmth of the returning sun. Blessed Ostera, my friend, thank you so much for watching my video. I'm sending you waves of joy and renewal and vibrancy and radiance during this beautiful season of Ostera. Thank you so much, and blessed be.